Today I got an old hockey stick here. I'm guessing it's way over 100 years old. Not sure if it's game used or not, professionally used or not, but I did some research and we'll go from there. It's made by Spalding Company. Spalding was big back in the day. And the name stamped on is Tom Howard. I did a little research on him. Found out he was a hockey player back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And he was a Stanley Cup champion before the NHL existed. So NHL existed and first year was 1917. So he was around, he won in 1896 the Stanley Cup. And he played in a few other leagues. And then, so he joined the Victorias in 1890. So this stick could have been used maybe early 1900s, I'm guessing. And I'm not exactly sure. But if you see right here, where it says player manager, and right here it says after 1910, this is before the Titanic sunk, Howard joined the A.G. Spalding Company of New York. He endorsed a hockey stick model. So I'm not sure if this is a retail endorsed stick or it was game used by him. I don't know if this is like a pro stock back in the day or it was a retail stick. That I don't know. But this thing, I'm going to show you the blade first and then we'll move towards the other part of the stick. So say this is the blade, right? It's pretty straight as you can see and thick and heavy. This thing is heavy. Now here's a wooden blade. So most, modern wooden blade that's like 30 years old right here, okay? Look at the thickness on the differential on the thickness. This thing is like super thick and it looks like it was carved out of a piece of wood. There's the friction tape. They call it Gordie Howe tape, but it's called friction tape. Wayne Gretzky's probably the last guy I know that used that tape. And there's a split in the toe of the blade. And it's a very straight, square blade. And the thing about this that's interesting is it's very thin this way. It's very thin this way, but it's a little bit wider than a normal stick this way. Just a slightly wider, I would say 1/8 of an inch wider. So I'm gonna put this up here, show you how straight it is. So that's a straight blade. And here's the bow and the blade. You can see how the shaft, look how it bends. That's just, I believe it was carved out of a piece of wood. It wasn't like constructed together like they do today, wooden sticks, in modern times. Look at this. The handle was taped like that. It's got a split in the top. But I'm going to tell you one thing about this thing. It's heavy. I mean, a wooden stick, a complete wooden stick, doesn't even compare how heavy this is. And I'm going to try to do this with, say, but this stick is this much shorter at the top, about 1 foot shorter. But guess which one's heavier? This is heavier by a lot. I wish I had a scale, because that's probably what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably make another video and get a scale and weigh this thing because it weighs a ton. And if I get, let's say Dennis Hull, I have his game stick right here. So the Dennis Hull stick, that's his stick right there. See the curve? Look at the difference in that. So I'm gonna weigh the both by hand and I'm pretty good at telling. Okay, they're pretty close. So Dennis Hull, it's a little bit thinner in here in the handle. This one's a lot thicker. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but I'm gonna try to see if you can. So look at the difference. there is a difference. This one's definitely lighter. And it's the tallest stick. So that's the height difference right there. This one's actually right there. Okay, so that's the height difference. Ray Shepherd used that stick. No tape on it, but that's the length he used. Dennis Hull used that stick. That's the height he used. And Tom Howard, that's a short stick. This is like for a 12-year-old or 11-year-old. So that's what he used. And I would say this is the heaviest stick out of the three. This is the second heaviest. The lightest one, this is the lightest one. But this is unreal. And look at this, it's split right down the top here. It's crazy. I got lucky to get this off a collector. And I don't know if he did any research or not. Everything's on there, the name, so I don't know if he did research or not. I didn't ask him. But it's not cut straight, as you can see. Look how they cut it.